Guys, we're doing another refashion look. I've had this top for way too long. So today we're switching it up to make it into a much cuter, nicer looking top. You can even see the holes in this. So the inspiration I have for this, I want it to be a short sleeve, minimalist type t-shirt. So I'm just grabbing the pattern piece for a t-shirt and laying that on the folded side of our sweater. I'll put the link in the description so you can find out how to make this pattern if you want to make it as well. So I'm using my fabric clips and this random cream that I found to secure that in place, and then I'm grabbing my rotary cutter and a cutting mat and I'm just going to cut that out. But I realized something halfway through. I just realized I was supposed to add seam allowance and I haven't, so I'm adding seam allowance to the rest of it and I'm gonna hope for the best. That is the first L that we've made. And the lesson in that is read your pattern paper, because it literally says include seam allowance. So I managed to cut out the rest of this piece with seam allowance, and then I'm just unpinning and taking away one of the two pieces that we've cut out here, putting one to the side, and then I'm going to grab my front pattern piece and I'm going to lay that on top. This was kind of a struggle figuring out or remembering why I actually had added seam allowance to kind of mimic it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the front neckline. I'm going to have to use the existing sleeve to create the new sleeve, so I'm going to attempt to grab my sleeve pattern, see if it fits. I'm kind of scared that it won't. Yep, and as you can see, it does not fit. The sleeve is way too big. I'm tempted to just cut it out like this and make it work. I think that's what we're gonna have to do, guys, because I want it to be a short sleeve top. I can't even include seam allowance on this because there isn't enough room for seam allowance. So I pinned it in place using as much fabric as I had to work with. Not feeling very confident. And then I cut out that first sleeve with my rotary cutter. And then what I'm going to have to do is use that same sleeve to cut out the second short sleeve on the other side. Now we have our pieces, we can start assembling and seeing what it actually looks like when it comes together. So I'm laying my back piece on the table with the right side up, and then I'm laying my front piece on top of that with the right side down, so right sides are facing, and then I'm going to pin along the shoulder, and that's the first stitch that I'm going to make. So I'll set my machine to the overcast stitch, and I'm just going to go ahead and stitch these shoulders. I'm using the smallest bit of seam allowance I can get away with. So now we have stitched the shoulders, I'm just going to go in with my sleeves to add it and hope that it actually fits. So because of the way that we cut the sleeve, I'm going to have to cut off this little edge here just so that I can pin it to the entirety of the sleeve from one armpit to the other armpit. I've realized for me what makes it easier when I'm working with sleeves is pinning the middle of the sleeve first. So I'm pinning that to the shoulder, as you can see, to the middle of the shoulder, and I'm going to pin the end point to the end point of the armpit on one side, and I'm going to take the other side and repeat it. So doing it that way is going to help me kind of gauge how much space we have to work with, or kind of make the sleeve work even though it is a tiny bit small. So I'm going to repeat that on both sides, and then this is what the sleeve looks like. I can't speak. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our sewing machine and we're going to stitch that again. So now we have sewn the sleeves on, I'm just going to stitch on this side and then stitch that side as well. So I did try it on and take in the sleeves a tiny bit to make it fit a bit tighter. Now it's hemming time, so I'm going ahead, and for the neckline I am pinning down by 1/2 inch all the way around. So I'm hemming the neckline, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the 2 sleeves. So folding it up by 1/2 inch, and then using my twin needles, as you already know, I love my twin needles, to stitch around those 3 circles or points, and then we are good to go. I'm going to show you the final result. I'm just doing this hemming bit, and let me know what you think. Guys, as you can see, we fixed the sleeve issue. I'm actually vibing with how this turned out. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you check out this sewing video next. See you guys.